forms. Today I'm going to talk to you a little bit. I'm going to give you a couple ideas, a couple attitudes that I believe will make a difference in your relationships, in your work, and in your life. First attitude I think we got to have is we need to have a sense of humor. We need to lighten up. Thank you. Since we're clapping by applause, how many of you know somebody who's extremely uptight? Okay. Now, if you didn't clap, we're talking about you right now. Some people are just so uptight. There's two people that I will offend today. And I have found throughout my lifetime I will offend them till the day I die. And guess what? Two things. I don't care. And I love it. First person I like to offend, and I will offend today, is the person who has an ego. This is the person who believes it goes from God to them. They're uptight, they're stubborn, they're opinionated, they're not fun people to be around, and if they're married, talk to their spouse. That'll validate everything. They might look at you and go, I'm in a living hell. The other person is the criticizer and the complainer. You know the type. The people that just complain about everything. They can't find anything good. That's what they sound like after a while. They're just like... They're probably thinking right now, I don't like chalk. I don't like this guy's voice. Looks like an ex-boyfriend. Let's kill him. They will find everything wrong about today. And these are the people you invite to your house when you're doing some deep cleaning because they'll find all the dirt. They're good at it. And here's the good news. If you don't connect with my program today, it's okay. You might not need a Sam Glenn program today. You just might need a Dr. Phil program. You know somebody sitting right there right now going, I'm offended. You need Dr. Phil. There's your sign. I love the story of a gentleman. He's given a tour of the Blarney Castle. As he's given the tour, this lady gets off the airplane. She just complains about everything. The air, the hotel accommodations, the food. Just complain, complain, complain. Ah, ah, ah. This guy wants to unload on her, but he's just trying to do his job. He's got a family. He's got kids to feed. Finally, they get to the Blarney Castle. This is in Ireland, and they're doing the tour, and they have the Blarney Stone, which legend has it, if you kiss the stone, it'll bring you good luck. Well, they marked it off because of construction. This lady flew off the handle. She's like, I came all the way to kiss the stone. Can't even kiss the stone. And this fella, he thought quickly. He looked at her and says, well, legend has it, if you kiss somebody that's kissed the stone, that'll bring you good luck. She looks at him and says, well, I suppose you've kissed the stone. He said, better than that, I've sat on it. Some of you will get that later. You're going to be out in the lobby going, oh, he sat on it. I get it now. If you have a good sense of humor, you know how to handle these people. I'll give you another example. Here's how a person with humor handles somebody who is uptight. Lady's at the grocery store. She's checking people out. That's her job. She's a cash register woman. And she notices this lady gets in line. She's got cleaning supplies, a mop, and a broom. And she's just huffing and puffing like, come on, let's move the line. Come on. And finally, the lady behind the counter had to do a price check. And as soon as she did that, the lady holding all the cleaning supplies just yells, come on! It made everybody feel uncomfortable. So the lady looks outside, and then she looks at the woman very calmly and says, ma'am, I just looked outside. The wind is kicking up, and with that broomstick in your hand, you should get home in no time. Here's what you need to know about humor. A study was done on people who have a good sense of humor. A medical research study was done, and here's what they found. 4 things about people who have a good sense of humor. Number 1, they live longer. Number 2, they're sick less. Number 3, they earn more money, eventually. And number 4, they're better looking people. That's what they found out. That was the final thing. They said they're better looking people. How many of you, by show of hands, want to walk out of here better looking? Some of you didn't raise your hand. You should have. Now, some of you in this room might have what is known as delayed humor. It doesn't kick in. Or maybe you just have no humor at all. You've just lost it somewhere. Because some people, they come to me and they tell me, I've lost my humor because I got a job, I work with coworkers that drive me nuts, and I've got a family, and they just, I got to do this, this, and this. So they've chosen to put humor aside. And humor helps us find balance in life, helps us feel better about ourselves. And I think when people feel better about themselves, they treat other people better and they do better. My dad had delayed humor growing up. If he was here right now, his arms would be crossed. He'd be looking up at me like this. And if I said something funny, occasionally he might turn to somebody and just go, "That was humorous." You might turn to him and say, "You look constipated is what you look." My mom, on the other hand, I love when she comes to my events. She makes them fun. The woman wears her party pants every day. When she laughs, we would have to put her outside or up in the balcony because she's so loud. I'm not kidding. She sounds like a foghorn and an animal at the same time. Some of you would be like, there's a Sasquatch in the room. Who brought their Sasquatch? We're taking a family vacation from Chicago to my home state, Minnesota. And as we're taking this trip, my dad is driving the car like a heart attack waiting to happen. Because he's got 3 boys in the back seat. All 3 of us were hyperactive, we're ADD, and we love sugar. My dad, every 10 minutes, is just yelling in the back seat, "Shut up! Somebody's going to meet Jesus today." Oh, God. And my mom really doesn't help the situation because she just looks over, "Just relax." Tense people hate that when they're told, "Relax." My brother keeps getting on my side, so I crawl in the back, I open up the toolbox, and I grab the duct tape. I made a line between us, and I said, "Don't go over that line." But then ADD children, we love duct tape. So we started duct taping up everything. We duct taped up the door, the cooler. Ben starts duct taping our dog. I'm not kidding. We had a little schnauzer, half poodle. It was a schnoodle, and the dog loved it. And then my little brother Christopher looks over, very impressionable, looks over and says, "Give me some tape! Give me some tape!" Shh. Shut him up. Give him some tape. We tore off a piece about that big, and it shut him up really well. But then he looks over at us, and he's making faces with the tape on his face. And all of us, we looked at that. Ben and I, we looked at it. They were like, let's all do that and make faces. So we all put tape on our faces. And then cars started driving by. They did not see 3 boys making faces. They saw 3 boys duct taped up in the back seat of a station wagon. So we got pulled over by the Wisconsin State Police. They pulled us over for He asked my dad to get out of the car, and of all the times I've seen him get mad, I have never seen him get like this. This was brutal. The officer's talking to him, and within 30 seconds, my dad bends down past the officer and glares through the windshield at his 3 boys. About that point, I thought it'd be good to lock the doors. And I did. And my mom did something that she was being very calm about the situation, but my dad did something that sometimes we all need to do because not everything is funny at first. My dad lifted his hands in the air and starts walking down the highway.